I was asked to shoot and edit a video for a client's workshop here in London, and I was stuck in two minds when thinking about what I could email back to her in terms of pricing. I was stuck between what would be too high of a price for shooting a video and editing it, and would that potentially lead to me losing that work completely, which is something that I didn't want to do. And then on the opposite side, it was what would be too low to the point where it actually wouldn't be worth doing, but due to my time and energy and going out there and filming that. Without thinking too much about it, I offered my video services for £87 and also the edit for £77, which was so stupid of me. That was the biggest mistake, and that's what I'm going to be talking about in this video and what I learned from pricing myself way too low. So the biggest mistake that I had is I didn't take into account the following factors. These were, I did not think to ask the length of the hours that I would be working, which is one of the basic, most fundamental things you should know. How many hours you're going to be working on a day, especially if it's a video shoot and you're actually going to be on set. How many hours are you going to be there? This is something that for some reason just didn't come into my mind, and I didn't take that into consideration. The next was that I did not think about the travel time there and back, which ended up being 1.5 hours each way. I also did not think about the price of that travel in terms of the trains and the tube to get me there. And I also didn't factor in the fact that I would have to buy lunch whilst I was there. So these are very small things that obviously will eat into your profit, and with the low pricing that I priced myself with, alongside all of these other factors I'm about to mention, there was clearly no profit, and in fact I ended up being out of pocket, spending my money to actually shoot this thing, and I also wasted my time. When it came to the edit, I only charged £77, which I wrote here in my script that I was thinking about this. I did not think about the fact that it would take me a fair few hours to find the music for the video, sort through all of those video clips, edit the actual video, color grade it, render that video, and then send it to my client. And it didn't even occur to me to even put inside of the contract, the agreement that we had, that when I would re-edit this video, when I get her feedback, that after so many times of re-editing this, I should charge a follow-up fee, because I could now be stuck in perpetuity constantly working on this video until my client's happy, which is something that's not good. I don't want to be stuck around putting more of my hours, which are way over what they should be, because I've incredibly underpriced myself in this situation. I did not also take into consideration the fact that I'm not only being paid for the work that I'm doing and my time, I'm actually getting paid for my experience, my expertise, as well as actually making a substantial profit alongside the work. I'm not trying to break even here, I'm trying to get ahead. And that's something that I didn't really take into consideration with my work. And having a substantial profit means that it was worth me taking off this entire weekend to work on this project for my client, when on Monday morning I'm going back to my full-time job without resting. So I should really make sure that the work that I'm putting out there, I'm actually getting back in terms of pricing. One of the biggest things that I didn't really take into consideration, which I really should have thought of, was that with this exact same client, I charge her £250 for 2 Skype calls a month, which are only an hour long each. So for 2 hours, I'm charging her £250, but in total, for over 13 hours of work, currently, because it's still ongoing, I only charged £167. This is a massive red flag that I really should have seen, and is a big mistake on my behalf. So for over 13 hours as it currently stands, for £167 was incredibly stupid of me. It's clearly not worth it. It's a very low price. And as you can imagine, I was quite defeatist and disappointed in myself for pricing my freelance work as low as I did. But I think that once I reframed in my mind that everything is a lesson, especially when it comes to running your own business, every little mistake like this is a learning opportunity. And for me, thinking about it, this was a big mistake. This is something that has eaten up a lot of my time and is something that I won't do again moving forward. I'm going to make sure that I very specifically and accurately look at what would happen on a day-to-day basis to be able to fulfill my clients' needs and make sure that every little thing is taken into consideration and adjusted to that price, so that for me, I'm actually benefiting myself and not just benefiting my client at an extremely cheap price. Someone once said that if you're not earning, you're learning, and I completely agree with this. The money that I would have earned this weekend would not pay for the lesson that I learned today, because this lesson is truly priceless and will allow me to not make this fundamental mistake again going forward. So really, this has been a positive experience for me in the long term, whilst it was quite painful in the short term. If you're watching this far at home, I would suggest that you take this lesson that I have messed up upon and ensure that you do not fall for it inside of your freelance work or any work that you may be charging in your business. But it's one of those things that I've heard many times before, but it didn't stop me from making this mistake. Maybe you might go through this process yourself and it'll be very painful, but you'll learn much more that way than just hearing it from me. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did learn something about it, I think that you should scroll down to the YouTube comments below this video right now and write one thing that you took away from this video. The act of writing out a lesson that you've learned will allow it to stay in your brain so much more easier, and it will benefit you. Thank you all for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to give the video a like and hit the subscribe button below, as well as the notification bell. And I shall see you all in another video on Think Life Freedom. Have a great day.